Hi, Goddess. Today I want to talk to you on how you can use Mercury retrograde to manifest love, to attract love and peace. Okay. Manifestation it can be a fun thing, it can be a blissful thing when you choose to be in flow. And I'm going to be spilling some truths, like truth bombs today. So come join me for the ride. My name is Nicole Elissa. I am an intuitive love coach, and I've helped successful women from all over the world attract love, build their feminine confidence, feel it from the inside out, shine from the inside out. And how I do it is that I do a really deep work, core emotional reprogramming work to help you to attract the love that you want, have a more energy, and have an open energy to attract love. And today I'm going to be sharing some truths. So buckle up. Make sure that you follow me as well. So, when it comes to Mercury retrograde, what is it that the collective normally says about Mercury retrograde? It's basically, oh my goodness, Mercury retrograde is around. Like, be mindful when you're driving, be mindful of contracts you're signing, be mindful of this. It's almost like a collective paranoia. And this is the thing about it. Mercury retrograde is not bad. The number one rule that you really want to understand here is don't ever, because I know people do this, don't use astrology. Like, people use all these different things as a way, sometimes, to connect with fears of intimacy. Does that resonate? So, for example, when it comes to Mercury retrograde, what we're basically doing as a collective in many cases is projecting our fears of intimacy out in the world. We are projecting our fears of not being able to trust others, people trying to deceive us, and it's just a reflection of our fears of intimacy. But the thing is that we can have fears of intimacy with God, with source, with ourselves, and with other people. So first and foremost, this fear, this superstition that things are going to go wrong. First of all, let's look at it as love. Everything is love. Mercury retrograde is opportunity for you to look at your love energy deeper. Many times when the technology starts to go like wonky or weird, or things happen, is because you are meant to actually be silent, be more with yourself so that you can process your emotions, those fears, those pesky fears that you've been avoiding about you, about your love life, about what's happening. You are being called to task, really, to take accountability and responsibility for your belief system. It's true. We've all had, trust issues. We've all had people break our trust. But we have to find the strength to be able to move from that space of fear of trusting and opening up to actually being able to open up. Because the secret to attracting love, intimacy, your soulmate from your feminine energy is that your energy is open for it. You have to lead with your energy. You get to master unconditional trust, in yourself and in your commitment to attract love. So first of all, in order to get the most out of Mercury retrograde, we want to really seize and stop the fears of kind of like the hypervigilance of using Mercury retrograde as a way or as a reason not to trust people, expecting people to betray you. We all hear things like when you're Willis Mercury, all of your exes come back and that kind of stuff. So, Mercury retrograde is a perfect opportunity for you to revise, for you to connect, for you to process the emotions that you have stored within you, the things that you have been hiding, you've been avoiding to process. Because we all know that when we are avoiding to process certain things, like, it kind of just becomes louder and more obvious in our lives. If you've been consistently for the last 2 years or more attracting emotionally unavailable men or married men, or for some reason like they keep showing up and you're like, oh, it's just a man, oh, it's just what it is, or I don't know why I'm attracting this. Well, you got to really go inward. So instead of being in resistance and in fear or in panic or in suspicion, understand that all of these are blocks to intimacy. And I would invite you to not hide behind Mercury retrograde in saying, well, it's because it's Mercury, I'm not going to do anything until Mercury is over. that's actually avoiding, or like on top of avoiding and on top of avoiding, because you need to take accountability for your fear, from you have to take accountability for your lack of trust. Nobody can take the accountability for that except you. So, how about for this Mercury retrograde that just started, you're like, okay, so God, source, like angels, what do you have for me? Like, what do you have for me? Like, what am I meant to look at? Now, this is the tricky piece about what I was saying around attracting during Mercury retrograde and how you can use this to effectively and powerfully attract love is, well, you want to know that God, source, life, the universe is on your team. Like I mentioned this in my previous video, like you are part of your spirit team. You have the right skill sets. You need to have the right disposition. Be humble, about doing this work. Be open, because the thing is, we all have the light and we have the shadow. So one of the things that I really recommend to use when it comes to attracting love, and during Mercury retrograde, is to understand something. Be at peace with yourself and be at peace with your process. You don't want a wonky, weird Mercury retrograde. In fact, you want to be able to kind of just go smooth along, whether it's Mercury retrograde or not. Well, number one, I recommend that you realize that the more at peace you are with yourself and your healing journey or your manifestation journey, the more you know that it's a journey that's helping you and only adding onto you, abundance onto you, the easier and the more joyful you are going to make it. So, for example, I've noticed this because what I feel like Mercury retrograde does is that it highlights our fears of intimacy. We live in a kind of like a microwave type of culture, and specifically nowadays with what's going on with the algorithms, that it's just like instant gratification, like boom, boom. It's a dopamine. What am I getting? Even stress, anxiety, adrenaline. You're like, it's a high all the time, and you just want what you want now. If you don't feel like you're getting, getting some sort of retroalimentation in return in the moment, you're like, next, next, next. That's keeping that 1,000 miles, away from love. That energy of just, I want what I want now. I want what I want now. I'm getting to say, this is something that has been happening in porn too. Just that reward system, like reward, quote unquote reward, not a reward, where you're like, oh, like me. What do I want? What do I want? Keeping you disconnected from your heart. Be mindful of what the algorithms could be doing this way. You want to find communities where you can regulate or even do subconscious, emotional, nervous system reprogramming work, so that you can. I just realized that my computer was not charging it. Sorry. So where you can regulate and you can be more present rather than creating this culture in and of itself. So what I was going to say is, I have noticed this over the years. I've been doing this for almost 9 years now, and I'm a love coach. I've also developed, my intuition for this. I've dedicated over 22,000 hours. Okay, that's devotion, that's commitment. And when it comes to, understanding the energy of love, feminine energy, attraction, masculine energy, and you know what I've realized? The truth. One of the reasons why I've focused more on doing videos around the spiritual aspect, the emotional aspect of attracting love. And I do talk about, being attractive or being like the most attractive woman, you feeling that from the inside out. And I always make that highlight from the inside out. It's because, energy doesn't lie. Okay. Love is an area that requires 100, if not 1,000% accountability. And it requires for us to look at ourselves and to place a mirror in front of ourselves. And one of the reasons why I feel a lot of relationships fail is because we put too much focus on that instant hit, like being the most attractive woman. I could easily talk to you about, how to be like sexually attractive, how to use your sacral chakra to manifest. We all, like we can manifest like with sexual energy, like we can. right? But it's a long lasting. You hear things from, and this still has to do with Mercury retrograde, because I'm going to wrap it all up and you're going to see the connection here. It has to do with intimacy. Any woman can use sexual energy to attract somebody, but it can, or it can attract something, but it's almost like an energy of trapping somebody if you don't know how to, connect with your energy from a whole place. Okay. And we need training when it comes to connecting with our feminine energy, opening up, releasing our fears of intimacy. So I could easily just talk about those things. Okay. Then what? I've seen, and I've always said, there's the spiritual, there's the emotional, and there's the sexual energy piece that it helps you attract. Or in other ways, I've said it, there's the subconscious, there's the emotional, there's the nervous system reprogramming, there's the attachment styles, there's your aura, there are your chakras, what's happening at a soul level, what's karma. Karma just simply means unhealed energy, nothing dramatic. Like I must repent all of my life. It's just unhealed energy, loving energy that's helping you realign. And then there's the soul element of it all. So what happens with love? We think a lot of people, and this is truth, just want love to come to them. It's just want them to fall in on their laps. A lot of women feel like they don't want to do the work, or they do the work, and every time that they're working on a different angle, they just get frustrated because they think it hasn't totally clicked. One way to recognize your blessings and the fact and the awareness that you are being supported by the universe when it comes to manifestation is you want to understand that the universe is showing you different paths to realign with the energy of love to your core. One of the things that we need to master is learning how to be more grateful for the different tools and resources that we have. It's a holistic thing. And I always say to people, it's not like you need to have your energy 100% in alignment, at least a 60% where you're trusting yourself, your vibration is sending out a positive energy around love, positive expectation. That way, because your energy is more relaxed and more at peace, it trusts itself more when you're making decisions. More often than not, your energy is paralyzed in fear, or it's trauma where you are not expecting something really positive to happen. So the opportunity to be able to dive in deep and do this work now is amazing, is unprecedented. Now, let's just be grateful for the awareness of all the tools and all the different information that we have available, and the opportunity to transform, the opportunity to commit, the opportunity to do the work. I always say, notice this, how do I say this? I'm struggling to say this. It's like, be mindful if you are the woman or the person who wants love, but kind of just wants somebody to give it to you, but you're not willing to do the work. One of the most important areas when it comes to fear of intimacy and to attract love that you need to focus on is working on your ego. If you just want everything to be easy, I understand wanting ease, but you need to be able to look at your ego. You need to be able to look at your shadow. You need to be able to work at it. Ego and shadow doesn't mean mean or malicious energy. It could be fearful identities that you've created over time, or places where you feel entitled that it should come to you. And that's why I say doing this work requires a lot of humility. It requires a lot of introspection. And seasons like Mercury retrograde allow us the opportunity to be able to look within, to see the love that's within us really, even when we've been operating from our ego, no matter what side of the spectrum it is, and to bless ourselves and to move forward to attract more of what we want. So I hope that this is really resonating, because it's one of the most important things there is, to be able to look at our egos. I've seen people over years where it's like they just want to know what to say, or they just want to know how to look sexy, know how to attract. But when it comes to look at their ego, then they don't want to change or change things, but they want change and expect different things in their lives. So, source, the universe is giving you the information, communicating it to you with the highest amount of love, and it respects your free will, and sometimes You keep repeating situations and scenarios because you're unwilling to look at your ego. I'm hearing you're unwilling to look at whatever you think is quote unquote ugly, and we got to really look. And I actually feel like if you can look at that first and foremost, you want to know first and foremost that you're loved. No matter the mistake that you've made, like you are a lovable woman. You're a lovable, brilliant woman. And, a lot of things you did, you just did it from a place of unconsciousness, from a place of scarcity. But what will start to heal or create this healing process is knowing that you are loved. It's knowing that life loves you. And if it's bringing up your ego and your shadow for you to heal, then, it's because they love you. They love you. They love you. They love you. And they want to be able to see it. But if you see that side and you just want to hide from it, okay, then what happens from that is that energetically and vibrationally, you keep hiding. You don't feel ready to attract the love that you want. You're not letting it in because you're not, fully stepping into the light of just being the lovable woman that you are. So I hope that really resonates. Mercury retrograde is a great time for you to build your trust, not only in yourself. And for those of you that are joining, I invite you to watch this video because it's a very special video. And it's important, make the most out of this time. It's this Mercury is helping you not only build your trust in yourself, it's helping you build your trust in others. It's a perfect opportunity for you to really lean into more commitment, attract more commitment. And if you want more commitment, commit to yourself, commit to the different stages, whatever that is for you. You might not need to do all the different types of healing or shifting energy. You might need to do just 3 or maybe 1 or 2, but just pay attention that whenever you are in that healing process, meaning you're building more intimacy within yourself, you're going inward and doing this exploration, and realignment and like process. Notice that even those moments where you get frustrated and you're like, why do I have to do this work? All of that is intimacy. You're not being kind to yourself. If you see yourself as a little kid, and she's asking, well, I need this and I need this and I need this, right? And you're like, why are you asking for too much? Or why do you need too much? And why is this happening? You're not being kind. When it comes to intimacy with yourself, you are shutting down somewhere along the way, okay? This healing work works when you're kind to yourself, when you commit to yourself, when you support yourself, and you take accountability for supporting and caring for yourself. And honestly, part of the issue that we have as women is that we've been taught, if this resonates, to be kind of codependent with the universe, just kind of wait for things to come to us, or blame it on men or blaming on somebody. But the healing work is part of our responsibility, okay? We need to really be responsible for it. And when we are responsible for it, we attract men that are in that responsible energy as well, okay? Be thankful for the opportunity. And I say this because, I do clearing work, I do coaching work, and I've noticed it. A lot of people just kind of wanting magical work. I do clearing work. I do spiritual, I do emotional, I do subconscious, I do nervous system reprogramming work. I do all of them. But what's really happening is that I notice it. People are afraid of going inward and processing sometimes a lack of self-worth, sometimes a lack or a disbelief in men. And this is a fear of intimacy. So it's something that I can help you with. I can help you show up for you and you show up for yourself, and we can work together as a team. That's really important if you want to see different results. And it's what I help my clients with. So I hope that resonates. Be grounded, have that responsibility. I am cheering you on. Life loves you. And I'm hearing you're not a failure. I'm getting some of you, because you were raised to be perfectionistic, you see the different sides of healing as a failure. Like, I should be, you have this overgrown sense of responsibility or of perfectionism. And yeah, it's time to really just support yourself and really be there for yourself. Take that accountability. I have a special event that I'm hosting this weekend. And if you want to work with me privately, the link is below to set up an assessment call with me. I'm going to start soon charging for that assessment call. So set it up, but only if you're serious, okay? I've had a lot of people recently who like just, are, I understand, like just show up for yourself. And also, I want to say I'll have an event happening this weekend. It's part of my Manifesting Abundance and Peace series. This one has to do with receiving with love. If you feel like you want to attract more love, more positivity, if you feel like you want to attract more money, more success, more prosperity, even love, because the way that I work at this is helping you um, integrate a positive sense of self worth, but also having a positive experience with people where people see you positively. So if you feel like you've been doing a lot of work, whether it's in your career or your entrepreneurship, or you have certain projects, but you feel like people are not interacting with you in a positive manner, or you desire to attract more positivity, more people who love you for who you are, who love your energy, you want to feel confident about who you are, confident about your talents, or you simply feel like you've been giving more out than you've been receiving, then this event I'm doing this Sunday at 10 a.m. Central to 12 p.m. Central, and on May the 3rd, we're going to do that in the afternoon. We're doing it at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. EST. Basically, it's a really beautiful event because we're working on that, so that we are balancing out that scale so you're receiving more. And the event is just $170. So you can sign up below. It's a PayPal link, and then you will receive the link to join this weekend. So this is what I have for you. And I hope you like it. Let me know, leave me some comments and some likes. All of that really helps the channel. And I hope that you have a beautiful day.